Are you at least 60 years old and you have a retirement plan, a 401k, an IRA, something like that, and you don't want to start taking withdrawals from it because you know you got to pay Uncle Sam once you do that? Is that your situation? A lot of people are in that same situation. And I know because just this last weekend, I was with my in-laws and they were talking about this exact thing. My name is Devin Burt. In this video today, I'm going to share with you exactly what I would do in your situation so that you minimize the amount you pay to Uncle Sam and you can start using your retirement funds. Let's jump into it. So the taxation on your retirement plan, in my opinion, this is probably the worst thing about retirement plans, is that when you put the money into the retirement plan, you're deferring the taxes. So you're not paying them when you put the money in, and you're paying it later when you take it out. The reason why this is not good is because most of the time, taxes go up, they don't go down. So you're avoiding taxes when you put the money in when it's most likely going to be less than when you take it out. The tax rate is what I'm referring to. So what we do is we put money into these retirement plans. We avoid the taxes. That's one of the benefits. And we should pay the taxes then. We know what the tax rate is then. It's probably lower. We avoid it to take the money out later and pay the taxes later when they're probably going to be higher. It's one of the worst things, in my opinion, about retirement plans. And you can get around it if you do a Roth, because then you're paying taxes before and you're not paying them later. But most people don't do that. They want to not have that taxable income, so they defer it to a later day. Probably the worst thing you could do. I honestly think the best vehicles are the ones where you pay taxes now and you never pay them again. You just let the money compound and grow without having to worry about the taxation. So that's one of the worst things I think about the actual retirement plan. Let me show you how, though, you can kind of get around it, so to speak, to lessen its effect on your long-term wealth and being able to use your money. I mean, you saved it up your entire life. You might as well start using it. So let me show you what I would do. So what I'm about to share with you guys, a lot of people don't actually realize this is how it works. It's crazy to me. Even my dad did not know this is how our taxes worked. Our taxes work on a bracketed system. So you basically pay an amount of taxes on the first bracket of your income, whatever that amount is. That's the tax rate for that amount of money. Anything over that, it's a different bracket, it's a different percentage. So a lot of people just don't understand that. And when you're in retirement and you're wanting to start using your retirement funds and you got to pay taxes on them, you want to play the bracket game. What do I mean by playing the bracket game? By the end of the year, you know about how much income you're going to make, whether you're single or you have a spouse and you're filing jointly. So let me show you what I mean by this. So let's say you're married and you're filing a joint tax return. Everything that you make under $23,200 is taxed at 10%. You guys can look this up. I just pulled up Google tax brackets for 2025. So if you're married filing joint, if you make $23,200, you pay 10% taxes. That means your taxes that you should pay to the federal government are $2,320. Very simple. Now, if you make anything in this next bracket, it's 12%. So anything from the 23,200 to 94,300. So let's say you make 43,200 bucks as a couple. Your first 23,200 is taxed at 10%. So 2320 is your tax bill. Then the 20 grand you made in this bracket is taxed at 12%. That's how it goes. So if you get all the way to this bracket, you've got this amount of money. The difference between 94,300 and 23,200, that amount of money is taxed at 12%. If you make more than 94,300, you go into the next bracket, so on and so forth. Now, just so you know, this is not financial advice, so don't sue me. This is, again, just what I would personally do. So if I'm married filing joint with my spouse And let's say at the end of the year, we know that we're going to make about 150 grand, let's say. So 150 grand. That means that we're in the 22% tax bracket, but remember, we're not paying 22% on the entire 150 grand. We're only paying it in this bracket. This bracket goes up to $201,050. So that means if we're going to make 150 from our jobs, our investments, and what have you, we have another $51,050 before we get into the next bracket. So if we're already in that bracket, why don't we max the bracket out before we pay more in interest, or I'm sorry, more in taxes? So we would basically just, at that point, take a withdrawal from our retirement account of $51,049. So we'd want to stay right in that bracket. Now, that extra money, we're taxed at what we were already going to pay in taxes on the rest of our income. If we took out more, we'd have to pay a higher tax bracket on the difference of how much more we took out. So it's very simple, guys. Whatever tax bracket you're falling in at the end of the year, just take out from your 401k or your IRA or whatever up to the next bracket. Don't take out more. Then the following year, your income's going to shake out about where it's going to shake out. So take out right up to that next bracket again. And you can basically systematically get the money out of your retirement accounts without having to pay too much taxes. Because a lot of people just don't realize, they're like, you know what, I'm going to take 150 grand out this year. And they don't realize that they might have been right at the cusp of another tax bracket. Now, all of that 150 that they took out is now at an entirely higher tax bracket. That makes no sense. So you want to play the tax bracket game, and it's very, very simple. All you have to do at the end of the year, figure out about what your income is going to be, and then try to hug up as close as you can to the next bracket. So that way you stay within the tax bracket that you're at without going to the next one. You're able to get some of those funds out of the 401k, the IRA and whatnot. Next year you can do the same, because if you don't do this, if you just sit there and don't take the money out, eventually you're going to have to, okay? At 75, you have to start taking money out. And why is that? Because the government knows you're probably going to pass away sometime soon. They want you to pay the taxes. You haven't paid them yet. They want you to pay them. So if you wait till you're 75, if you're 60 right now and you wait till you're 75, that's another 15 years. Are taxes going to be less, or are they going to be more in 15 years? Probably more. So start doing this right away. Get up to that next tax bracket without going over every single year. Get that money out of the 401k, out of the IRA, and start using it. You put it there a long time ago, hoping it'd be enough for your retirement. And if it's not, that's on you. But if it is, start taking it out. And if you don't take it out, and you don't actually subscribe to my channel and hit the bell and hit the like so you get notified when I put out these videos, that's on you too. So one last thing, guys, I just want to make sure that I mention, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not your accountant. You should definitely check with your accountant, have them do all this for you. This isn't something new. It's not a new strategy. It's something that a good accountant, someone who is good at numbers, can figure this out very easily for you. So make sure to bring it to them, and make sure, obviously, if you got value from this, share it with other people. In the comment section, ask your questions. I make sure to get back to all the questions that are asked on here. So ask questions, I'll get back to them. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you liked this video, you're going to love that one. Until next time, I love all you guys. Peace.